I grew up watching The Shoe People, but I realised I couldn't really remember it very well and I couldn't hear the theme tune, so I decided to watch it. I watched the first episode and it's actually not what I was expecting. The first episode's quite different because a lot of cartoons will usually set the scene within, say, the introduction or the theme song, and you get a kind of quick overview of what things are about. But this first episode, called Can You Keep a Secret, is literally just an introduction to the characters, but it works really well. Shoe People first aired in 1987, so it's a little bit older than I thought it was, and it's narrated by Philip Whitchurch, who I think does all of the voices of the characters. Apparently Joe Wyatt does some voices in 1992, but in this episode certainly it's Philip Whitchurch. And it starts off actually kind of eerily, it's kind of creepy. We're introduced to this, I think he's called the Shoe Man, but it's a shop where people give their shoes, kind of like cobblers, I guess. There are just all kinds of shoes kept in there. And when the basement door is shut, the shoes come to life, and the viewer is asked to keep this secret. And then they're invited to learn about these shoes. And the brilliantly named PC Boot, who is the policeman character, takes the viewer around the various houses, including Trampy, and we have Margot the ballerina, who is a ballet shoe, Wellington, who's of course a welly boot, and a couple of others, and we go to their actual houses. Now, I didn't remember that they had houses, so that was something that I hadn't recalled, and it's just a brief introduction to the characters and the type of individuals that one might meet in these episodes, and I thought that was kind of a clever way of doing it, because, as I said, a lot of cartoons maybe set the scene within the theme tune. I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but Powerpuff Girls. At the beginning of the Powerpuff Girls, the intro sets the scene of how the Powerpuff Girls came to be. I think Funny Bones does it at the intro. But this is literally just an introductory episode, and I've never seen a cartoon do that before, and it actually worked kind of well. So although there's no actual narrative, well, I suppose there is. They're inviting the viewer to learn about this secret, and then they're sharing this secret. But there's no conflict and resolution, but that's fine. I think it's really sweet. The animation gave me a rush of nostalgia. I didn't recognize the voices. The theme tune I definitely still didn't recognize, which is weird because I thought it would have came back to me. But the actual images, the quality of the animation, the visuals definitely took me back to my childhood. If, like me, you remember watching it but you don't remember it very well, I'd say it's worth checking out. I'm not sure if anybody from today's youngest generation watches this. I'm not sure kind of when it went out of fashion. There were only 26 episodes, so it's not the longest running show. But I remember enjoying it. I think I had it on a couple of VHS like compilation tapes. Definitely brought me back some happy nostalgia. It didn't plug gaps in my memory that I hoped it would, for example, the theme song, but it definitely gave me that warm fuzzy rush of nostalgia. And I have to say, I love the design of the shoes. I love the quality of the animation. Visually, it's rather gorgeous and definitely worth rewatching if it's one you remember from your childhood.